Today, let me tell you something you don't know. Hello everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to What I Used to Call with Quiver Analytics. In today's session, we are going to be helping Mr. Victor. He works at a fintech company and he is currently trying to build a logistic regression model to predict those customers that might default on their loan using Python. He wants to include variables like their employment status or their marital status and so on. He has already cleaned the numeric data and handled the missing values. He's using the lm function, but Python keeps throwing in errors, which is shown to us, and we know how frustrating that can be. So I'm going to break down Mr. Victor's situation, explain the exact issue he's facing, and share a step-by-step tutorial on how he can solve the problem. So stay tuned. If you are in a similar situation or you're facing a different challenge in data science, please drop a comment below or send us a DM. Let's help you get unstuck. The problem we believe Mr. Victor is facing is encoding its variables, which is misleading its regression model. You can't treat variables, especially categorical variables, as unordered factors or even worse as strings, because most machine learning languages can't understand text. They work with numbers. So we need to convert those categorical variables into their numerical form. And that is what encoding is. Before I move forward to the tutorial, let me explain this. There are two types of encoding. We have the label encoding and we have the one-hot encoding. Now, label encoding, it is more ideal for ordinal variables. These are variables that are ordered, like there's a rank or an hierarchy or a position. For example, educational level. A master degree is higher than a BSc, a primary school SAT is lower than a secondary school SAT. So label encoding will help to assign a unique number on each category based on the order. And one-hot encoding is used for nominal variables because it does not have to do with order but like classification. For example, employment status. Now you can either be full-time or part-time. Marital status, you can be single, you can be married, you can be divorced, Now this method creates a dummy variable. It will create a column for each variable and use 0 and 1 or true or false to show that a row belongs to that category. All this will be shown in the tutorial. I'm going to use one of the data sets we created during our training sessions to demonstrate exactly how to handle this. It's a video recorded from one of our Python beginner classes. So if you are interested in learning Python, you can send us a DM or let us know in the comments. Now, I already discussed earlier in the video what encoding variables is and the different types of encoding, which is one-hot and label encoding. So in one-hot encoding, we are going to create a new variable, which is a dummy variable called df1hot. And the function we would be using is get dummies from our pandas library. And the name of the original data set is titled Excel with double L. So we're converting sex and hair color column. When we run it, it will create separate columns for each category. So we can see two different categories, sex female and sex male. And for the first person, in the first row, we can see that it is showing true for female and false for male. So the first person there is actually a female. Same thing with the hair color. The categories have been separated and we can see the first two people as brown hairs because other columns show false and under brown column it's showing true. So this is very good for interpretation. Now in label encoding, remember it has to do with variables that has ranking or levels. For example, the income levels of Mr. Victor's customers can range from option A, which is 100,000 to 500,000, option B from 500,000 to 1 million, option C from 1 million to 2 million. To convert those options to their numerical form, that's why we use label encoding. So the lowest range there now can be represented by 0, and the second to be 1, and the C option can now be 2. So let's use educational level this time. It's better to copy it from your dataset than to type it in, to avoid unnecessary errors like the spacing between the words or using capital letters when you used small letters or errors like that. So now we would be importing the tool, which is the label encoder, from the library sklearn to create our object that we assigned as LE, short for label encoder. So we input our original dataset, DFXL, the column name, educational level, and LE, the objects we're creating, and the function fit.transform, which will study and replace the unique values in that column. Adding .ed when calling for the results will just show the first 5 rows, but that's fine. We've called it all. Okay, so it has transformed the text values to numbers. So 1 there represents secondary school SAT and 3 represents masters. And Python now understands everything in your dataset, so you can proceed with whatever you were doing. I hope you were able to understand the tutorial show. According to Mr. Victor, the model now works perfectly and gives clear results. He's finally able to move forward to analyzing his customers' data. If you've been in a similar situation, searching endlessly for the solution to a data science problem you've been stuck on, don't hesitate to reach out. Send us a DM on any of our social media platforms, drop a comment below, or send us a text on WhatsApp or Telegram at 09115200207, and let's help you get unstuck. If in the comments, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video.